Well, I think it's fine, and we can let's start. Okay. And well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. First, I would like to introduce myself. I am Luisa Castro, and I will be the moderator for this 9th edition of Building Bridges for Land, or commonly known BBL. I would like to extend also a warm welcome to all of you, those attending online and here in person. We are delighted to have you with us today for the 9th edition of BBL. This is a G20 Global Land Initiative, and these are a series of spaces for discussion on different topics related to land degradation, of course, led by experts in the domain. This event today will focus on the efforts of the International Center for Biosaline Agriculture, or commonly known ICBA, to standardize their e-learning offerings as a contribution to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Before we get started, let me give you a brief overview of today's format and agenda. The event will begin with a presentation from our esteemed speaker, Mr. Ghazi Jawad Al-Jabri, who will share insights on ICBA's approach to e-learning and its alignment with global sustainability efforts. Following his presentation, we will have a plenary discussion and Q&A session where you will have the opportunity to ask questions, of course, virtually and in person. Now, let's dive a little deeper into the target of BBL. This ICBA collaboration with UNCCD's G20 Global Land Initiative held its first in-person training on land restoration in marginal environments last November, with this next edition scheduled for this November in Dubai. The first regional version in Arabic will take place at the end of September in Cairo. The program focuses on biosaline agriculture, sustainable land, water management, salinity mitigation, and much more. This will be available also on ICBA's e-learning platform. Without further delay, let me introduce our distinguished speaker, Mr. Ghazi Jawad Al-Jabri, who joined the International Center for Biosaline Agriculture in 2000, where he has played a pivotal role in coordinating capacity building programs, organizing key workshops, seminars, and other impactful events. In 2020, he managed ICBA's initiatives to globalize the reach of the center training offering through developing a series of e-learning courses. Over the years, he has developed extensive networks with national agricultural research systems and many donors agencies across the region, significantly contributing to ICBA's mission. He holds a master's degree in international business from the Australian University of Wollongong. It's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Ghazi Jawad Al-Jabri.
Thank you, Luisa, for the introduction. I'm so happy to see faces, smiley faces in person, and we promise you that till the end of this session, we will keep you smiling. You will get the chance to ask questions. I cannot see the attendees, the virtually attending this seminar, but I'm sure that they will get the benefits also. This is actually the benefit of advanced technology, globalization, etc. Now you are with us here. We are very glad that you are joining us. We are very glad that people from around the world are also joining. Not to go further, I've prepared a small presentation to tell you that sometimes small attempts can make a difference. The difference that we are seeking is the impact, how to reach, how as a research center can reach people who wants to learn, not only to learn in person through training courses. No, they can also access our courses, they can learn. And this is what will take you through this presentation, how we standardize these things, how we standardize our training offering with the goal, with the UN goal to achieve the UN SDGs. The International Center for Biosaline Agriculture was established in the year 1999. It's based in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. There is, of course, the increase in the number of population around the world. There are so many biophysical and social dimensions that the center looked at and is trying to overcome, to contribute to overcome. We cannot contribute. The SDGs are 17. Think about number 17, which is partnership. Partnership to achieve these goals. So we all have to work together. And this is what I always emphasize. This is just a quick map to show you how the marginal lands, marginal areas are distributed in the world. There are severe ones that are seriously affected, marked in red. Then you come in color orange, you see its majority, and yellow, which is less marginalized. Probably you need to do more investigation about this point because this is not what I aim to tell you. So to achieve the UN SDGs, we set in the center at ICBA several goals that we can work on. So goal number 1, 2, 5, 6, 13, 15, and 17. So these are some of the SDGs that we work on and we try to achieve. Our business model, we do the research for development and with the goal to achieve sustainable development in marginal environment. Then you will see in the business model that we have the capacity building, training is among our target, goals to achieve. We have different research areas. We work on crops for marginal environments, mainly crops that we call them salt-tolerant crops or salt-loving crops. These crops can tolerate the harsh conditions. Of course, we use data-driven agriculture technologies, novel production systems, and land and water research. These are the main research areas and priorities we work on so far over the past 25 years or so. We had projects in more than 40 countries around the world. Now we get closer a little bit to what the message I'm trying to transfer to you. This is the capacity development. This is where we need the impact of the science that the center is producing to reach the people. Either they are expert, they have high experience, or even students, even high school or primary school students. And in between, of course, whoever is interested. And this, we can do it with the aim to develop the human capital interested in this part of the world. We have different offerings. We do provide in-person training courses, and recently we started the e-learning that I will talk about later. We provide opportunities for postdoc people, expert or people who are preparing for PhD, for master's degree, to collaborate with their university and us to do their research at the center. We provide internship for university students, fresh graduate. We always have, when we have development projects, we provide farmers field schools that we really need to reach the farmers. We have our unique Emirates Soil Museum that is really, it's not only a museum, but it's more like an educational center about the soil and related activities. We have specialized programs for women, for youth, and so on. So over the years, we managed to train big number of people. It might be, for some persons, say maybe the number is not big, but when you think that the center has about 25 to 30 experts only, and they did that, it's really a great job. We tried to get a gender balance, but 25 years ago, that was not really the target. And whenever we target with the training courses, we noticed that most of the people attending are men, not women. In some fields, men are dominating. But in other fields, yes, the women, they can. So we haven't reached the gender balance. Also, this is one of our priorities. So we had different training courses. We reached to train people from 108 countries around the globe, which is really good. In the year 2020, we started also with our e-learning courses, and we managed also to reach to a greater number. As in-person training courses, this is an example of the last training courses that Louisa just mentioned, that we had it for the UNCCD in November last year, and we had really a good acceptance or receiving to this course, and that's why we are repeating it in Arabic in Egypt by end of this month, and we're repeating the same course in November in ICBA at our headquarters, and hopefully more to come in the coming years. Our plan also to expand our reach of training, that we are building a training center that can take 300 persons at a time. Now our capacity, we can take about 50% at a time. So that will be really a big addition to our center, thanks to our Director General, because she managed to get grants to build this center. By the end of 2025, we will be able to host 300 persons in 5 different halls. One of the specialized training is Arab women leaders in agriculture. This is targeting women And that's what we're trying to get the gender balance. We'll give more opportunities. We did studies that women are not getting enough opportunities. So this program is targeting women. And we were lucky that last year we won the gold medal from ESG for this program. I love this field of farmers field schools because they can reach farmers in their fields. And it's very important to show the farmers the advanced technologies, the innovation, what I call it the empowerment for farmers. It's not only sometimes to provide them with just a training or a support. No, they need to see. Seeing is believing, and this is very important that farmers can see the technologies in their fields or in their area fields, and this is the principle, of course, of the farmers field schools. Now I'm coming, I think we still have some time, now I'm coming to the topic of the e-learning. The e-learning, to learn by yourself, is not something new. I know that since I was young, if I'm interested in something, I would go buy a book, learn something myself, or in the late 90s or in the 90s, there were CDs and there were tapes that you can even listen to them, learn while you are driving. E-learning is an advance, is a technology that you can take a course, learn, select among what is your interest, and take a course whenever you want, wherever you are. And this is the philosophy of e-learning, is self-paced. So you learn by yourself as long as the knowledge that you are delivering worth the time that you spend. This is very important. This is very important that the knowledge is really standardized. So it's cost effective. You don't need sometimes the instructors. You can reach to a larger number of people with the same training course, and they can advise their colleagues if they want, people they want, that they can take this course. And the good thing with us, we are offering these courses free of charge. So this is now how e-learning developed at ICBA. Probably what always say that sometime a problem, we consider it, some people, optimistic people consider it as opportunity. In the early 2020, everybody suffered from Corona, from the lockdown. But it was a breathtaking for us to think of how to develop ourselves. And this is where we investigated. There were so many opportunities. There are so many methods how to reach, how to develop. But many of them required resources, either human resources or capital resources. And we took the challenge. Over 2 years, almost 2 years, we managed to produce 10 courses. The number is not big, but the knowledge is really impactful. That's the most important. That's the message I want to tell you. So we looked at our offering in training courses. We brought the material. We developed it in a way how it can be offered as a self-paced training knowledge. And we developed that, and we manage it. We developed 10 courses. We collaborated with the FAO e-learning academy, which they are really a leader in producing a huge number of training courses within the UN system. They did that. They did it in several languages. We were their arm in Arabic. We produced 2 courses with them in Arabic. So we had the courses in different topics, either related to land, to water, biosaline agriculture, climate change. Then we went to touch the crops, and then we have the crops, what's about post-harvest technology, value chain. Even we thought that there is important topic, which is farm waste management, because we really want sustainable development in agriculture, in you can say it industry or in agriculture work. So are the courses, and more are coming on the pipeline. So we'll touch with the horticulture. We'll go more into deep with that. Our courses are CPT certified, and I will talk about that a little bit later in a few minutes. So within less than 2 years, we had like about 1,500 registration, people interested in our courses, and 600 of them, they completed one or more course, which is the number when we think about it. And in 2 years, it's impossible for our team to reach this number. The maximum we can reach for in-person courses, maybe 100 or 150. So if I take an average 300 in addition to the in-person courses, that's really an addition. That's really an impact. And people, we got them from 54 countries. So we had people, learners from Far East, from Latin America, from many African countries, even from the US, from Europe. So they were interested. And I'm sure that with more promotion, of course, we will get more people to join these courses. So these courses are available on our website, free of charge. You go to biosaline.org, you select capacity building, and then from there you go to e-learning, and then you select these courses. Once you select a course, it's very simple. It will take you to our e-learning portal that we selected, Thinkific. Why Thinkific? There are so many portals that they provide. You can do it also by other institute, or you can do it, develop it on your own website. The question here, capital and resources. Resources, it's human resources. There are some open, it's like on Moodle or others, there are some open resources, but it needs programming, it needs resources, it needs people. Can you believe that these courses, I manage them like in my free time to develop these courses? Just to upload the course, when I have the scientific material, the question for the quizzes, the extra reading, you can upload it in less than 1 day. And the course is ready once it's published. So that's a time-consuming, and we have to think about it. That's why we are not able to compete, for instance, with the FAO e-learning. Hello? Yes, we are not able probably to compete with FAO e-learning Academy, who has a full team of expert and outsourced people. But we collaborate with them, so we join forces, and this is it's an addition for them, and it's also a really very important for us. So once you go to there, you just select the course. For us, it's easy to manage this course. It's easy to monitor the progress of the people, to get a feedback, to know if the quizzes are simple or difficult for them. And once they complete a course, they complete correctly all the slides provided to them, which is a mandatory. When they complete the quizzes, which is mandatory also, and there is a passing grade of 70 to 75%, depends on the level of the course, they will get an e-certificate. And this certificate is CPD certified. So it's also, it's forever for them. They can add it to their CVs. And if they take the course with our courses with the FAO e-learning academy, they can get the FAO badges, which is also something they can link it to their LinkedIn files and etc. So the process of developing these courses, there is a thematic, of course, process, starting from seeing the need for such a course. And as we are conducting courses in the field in person, we know that. And sometimes we do some surveys, we develop the course, we develop the syllabus, and then we ask our scientists, or we hire consultant to develop the course. So there is the process. If I take it, simplify it, it's identify the need, select the course, select the title, develop the syllabus, then you find who are the developer for this course, which is the develop part of the process. And then we review their delivery for us, their product, the course. We pass it by our scientists as well, or from others. So it's not really as a peer-reviewed, maybe in a journal system, no, but at least we make sure that the materials are suitable for the target audience. And by the way, all our courses are medium to advanced courses level. So people should know a little bit. We are targeting to simplify also some of the courses. Then we finalize the course. We upload the course material, which I told you it might take less than a day from my time. And then we test the flow on the portal to make sure that it's running properly. And we send for accreditation. We send it to CPD, which is the Continuous Professional Development. It's based in the UK. It's one of the best accreditation. That's one tool to standardize the offering, the training courses. We just don't do our branding, our delivery, our development of the course. No, but we ask such a reputed organization, which is CPT, to give us hints and ideas to make sure that it reach well to the learners. Then we publish the course. After publishing, it's very easy to monitor the learners' progress and completion. And end of each year, sometime we do some reporting. I usually do the review for the development every 3 months. It's quarterly, so I do it 4 times a year, and at the end of each year, I just prepared a report with all their feedbacks, because I can see their feedbacks. And we learned from some people, because they gave us such a wonderful feedbacks. And some of them, they said, really, they have the knowledge, but they studied long time ago in their universities, maybe in their field of work, they are not practicing everything. So it was a chance for them actually to rehearsal and remember some of the topics. Some of them, they really said is very useful for us. So to move forward, why we selected every Thinkific, it was one among many offering portals in the world, and we like it. We thought it's very helpful, very simple, with the fees of every year. It's just some amount of money. I advise that everybody download this reference. This is how to develop e-learning courses. It was prepared by the FAO. You will find it on our website, or you can find it in the FAO website. It's available in 3 or 4 languages. The Arabic version of this one, we have the copyright because we did it with the FAO. So we are very glad that we developed such an important tool. So if you're interested to develop a training course, e-learning course, you can read this one. The accreditation process is simple, but it's critic for standardization, but it's simple once you do it. The first one, when I sent the course to the CPD, after packaging, they provide me with some important hints that without practice, if you don't do it yourself, you don't remember or you don't think that is important, but they know. So that's why you need to update the training material, and then you publish. And of course, CPD is not only for e-learning, even for conferences. If you want to accredit a course, you can get it. And the course that we did it with the UNCCD last year, it was accredited. And now we are repeating the course in Arabic and the same in English without the need to re-accredit again. Because once you accredit, you can use the certificate again and again, as long as you don't change the content of the science. Why CPD? As I said, maybe there are less portals than the Thinkific, but we found it's useful for us, and it's widely known. Especially, I'm coming from the Middle East; it's very well known in the UAE and some other countries there, and they are very helpful. And we have our own page. So very soon we are going to publish our first e-learning course, which is the course that was accredited and delivered in person last year with UNCCD about Biosaline agriculture as an approach to land restoration. We changed the content of this course, which was prepared by our scientists, to an e-learning, and that you will hear it maybe in a month's time. Thanks for listening. It's not my mistake. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Gazi, for this insightful presentation. I think that here the most important invitation is all of you to take any course from an e-learning platform. Yeah, so we have plenty of questions for you, Gazi, also online and here in person. All of you are engaged to ask any question for Gazi. So let's start. Our first question: can graduate students, those pursuing specifically a PhD in land degradation, engage in mindful partnerships with ICBA?
You mean the students studying fields of land, they want to engage with ICBA?
Yeah.
Do you hear me? Yes. Definitely yes. And as I said in the wide offering of capacity development, that we receive postdoc, PhD students and master degree students to do their research with ICBA. So the only thing that they have to contact us, and we need to agree with the university, with them, on how we can help them. But definitely, yes, they can.
Thank you so much. Of course, persons attending online, please feel free to use the Q&A function on Zoom, and here in person, raise your hand. So, our next question: how does ICBA ensure that their e-learning courses are accessible to farmers and communities in remote or marginal areas?
This is critical. Thanks to your question. This is your question, I believe. Yeah, thanks. It's really a critical question. And definitely in remote areas, you need to learn sometime because they don't get the chance. But thanks to globalization, because even if they don't have the chance in their homeland, to access our courses, once they are connected to the internet, they can download the course, the presentations, the reading materials. Yes, they can download and study it on their free time when there is no internet connection. But for the quizzes, it's very critical that they do it online. So it's partially possible.
Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Samant Kakkar. I'm from the UN Staff College. So very nice to hear other practices in e-learning. This is also something we do. I was wondering, do you also find out about what kind of devices your learners use? Because what we find with some of our courses is that to reach more remote areas, it's primarily on mobile devices rather than a laptop or a tablet. And that also then influences the design and what features can be included or not. And another question, since I have the floor now, related to this, do you d- um, do you also know a little bit about the demographics already of your users? And because you said, of course, with promotion you can do a lot more. So yeah, these two are kind of related to each other. Thank you.
Well, one of the reasons that we selected Thinkific, the portal I told you about, it's mobile-friendly user. So once we publish the course, you can see it, you can access it from tablet, from computer, or from your own mobile. Actually, one of the processes that I mentioned that I test the course. And since the course, I'm developing it on my screen, my big screen, I test it on the mobile actually. So I send a link to my private email because it should not recognize that it's my office email that the portal is linked to. So I send it to my private email in Gmail, and then I open it and I access the course, and it's completely accessible, 100% accessible from mobile. And that's why I told you, if you want in remote area, come back to your previous question, you can download this presentation because they are downloadable. It's easy to download, and you can download the extra readings, and then you can access. But as I said, the quizzes must be online. You'll be online. For your next question about the demography, I mean, I cannot recall now, but I have a list, of all the countries, but I can see there is a big interest from many African countries, many Middle Eastern countries, and also I found some from Philippines, from Indonesia, from Malaysia, and few from, no, not few actually, is more from Latin America, but less from North America and Europe. I have that one, but I haven't put actually the demographic here, but I have the list, when I prepare my annual report, I actually show that one. I find a huge number of people, for instance, it's like 10 to 15% coming, for instance, from Egypt, from Tunisia, from UAE. Probably the majority are from UAE because they hear and they know the center, and especially if they are interns coming to our center, we advise them to take. So there is this one, but in case if you're interested, I can provide the list to you in a later stage.
Thank you so much. And thank you for this great question. Gassi, we have another.
Yes, yeah, the same question on accessibility. I would like to ask about how do you make sure the web content are accessible to people with disability, especially the visuals and other disabilities, and what guidelines do you use to make sure it's an inclusive websites or content for the e-learning courses? Thank you.
Well, do you remember what I said at the beginning? That sometimes with small efforts, you can have an impact. If you need the full impact, perfection is endless, doesn't have limits. You can always go further and further. I agree with you, and this was one of the notes actually, it was provided to us by CBD. What about the people with the visual or hearing, disabilities, I would say? Well, at this time, we don't have that one. It's like when you are attending like this seminar, or a lecture in a university or a school. So you see and you read the presentation. So this is what we can offer at the moment, because that one needs a lot of efforts, needs many people, to work on that, needs resources, and needs capital. So think about that you are in a classroom, and this classroom is typical for audience with they are able to read. So that's what we offer. That's a simple offering. Did I answer your question? Okay.
Thank you so much for this great answer. So we have our next question here. How does ICBA incorporate practical field-based knowledge into its e-learning programs?
We have projects. I mentioned that in more than 40 countries around the world. And our scientists are taking care of these projects, and in our courses, we put some case studies. So case studies is very important because these are cases from the field. And we try to link, the knowledge accumulated by our scientists or even by our consultant with some examples, because it's very important that people, especially if this the field study or the case study is done in a country and they are from that country, they understand it, or from similar environments, so they understand that one. So yes, we have case studies, field studies in our courses. This number one. Number two, and some learners might not think about it if just they are taking a course to get a certificate quickly. The reading material. The reading material, we provide many reading material. For the course, for instance, with UNCCD, we have like 150 or even more references, scientific papers, case studies from the field, manuals, etc. So these are very important resources, and we always update. So the training materials, the extra reading has so many case studies that people can benefit.
Great. Thank you so much, Cassie. Excellent point and much appreciated. We have plenty of questions on Zoom. Our next one is, what are the minimum requirements for one to register and do e-learning courses? There is a minimum requirement?
You mean from knowledge, degree, or resources?
Exactly. Yeah, there is a minimum requirement for anyone who wants to join any course?
In my opinion, it's the will. If you are interested, if you have the will to take a course, that's the first thing I look at it. It's very important. You want to learn. People, they want to learn. I've seen so many people, they learning, it's something, very important to them. So as long as you have the will and you want to continue and complete the course, That's the first requirement I ask for, and I'm interested in, because I look for the impact. And when you link the will with the impact, you know, they have the will, and then we see the impact. That's the moment. Whatever is related about time, it won't take a lot of time. It will take maybe 5 to 10 hours of their time. If it's about tools, you know, I think like most of the learners or people around the world now, they have mobiles, and they have or computers or etc. Even in remote areas, probably I get back to your previous question, one of your previous questions. What about in remote areas? Okay, if the teacher has the will to use this material, he can download the material, print it to them, or he can take the course for himself and then he put it on the wall, you know, for them. So these are the most important things. You have, it's mobile friendly courses. You can use it from your computer. If it's about the time, the minimum for one of the courses now is 3 hours. You can finish the course. Some advanced courses, you need 10 to 12 hours. The reading material, the extra reading material, which are not mandatory as the presentation and the quizzes, are endless. Because the more, sometimes we provide books, manual, 300, 400 pages, manual. Definitely you don't read them all, but whenever you need to read them, you can use them as a reference, and they are important reference. So these are, in my opinion, I would prefer to answer as the will.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Gassi, for this great contribution. One of our last questions, and one of the most interesting. Are there specific courses designed to help local governments or NGOs to implement climate resilient agriculture techniques?
Well, we have at least 2 to 3 courses. As I recall, there is one Biosaline Agriculture and climate change. There is one related to climate change. But most of the courses, they work within the environment, within the climate conditions, etc. So there is always, we don't come just a course, I tell you, for instance, course about land or water management. There should be an introduction. There should be a way how to link the condition, the local conditions. And we cannot force, we are governments or NGOs to take the course. We just announce. And it's up to them to take, to benefit from it, or to just go for somewhere else, or even maybe not to take. It's up to them. We don't have the fault. We have to offer. It's most important we offer it. We offer it for free. And whenever they have, by the way, on the portal, when they go to the link, there is a space to ask questions. So if they have something in mind, a question, they just ask the question, and the question comes to me. If I don't have the answer, definitely I will send it to a professional person in that field that he can reply and they can ask. So yes, it's up to the government, policymakers, or NGOs. I found if I go to your question about demography or distribution, I don't only look at this criteria. I sometimes look at the people where they are coming from, you know, the field of their work. And this maybe I will link it to your question. So this is the most important. There are people coming from universities, you know, they are interested. So people, yes, they are from NGOs. I found some learners from FAO themselves. I found some learners from 1 or 2 UN organizations. And there are some farmers. Can you believe, you know, and I always like the person who has maybe high degrees, but then he works in agriculture. From 2020, we got, in some countries, an alarming light talking about food security when they said the logistics to transfer food and among countries was interrupted or was affected because of logistic issues. And they started to think about, yeah, maybe how we can do it internally within our country or whatever. So these things lead to always think how you can deliver, you know, your offering. But it's up to the people, you know, to take it or to leave it.
Dear Ghazi, so we have here a raised hand. Yes, please.
Thank you very much for the presentation and your answers. So my questions still concerning the target group, because when I listen to what you're talking about, you said you have this presentations and a lot of readings. In the meantime, you mentioned that so many people could, you know, attend the training, but it's still a bit unclear to me. Do you really like differentiate your training to different groups? Because I assume that the farmers would have a different need on the level of for the trainings as like, for example, for local governments or for people from universities. How would you, you know, develop your trainings according to these different target groups? And the another question which associate to this one is how you make them aware of this, of your trainings. And I think you talk about that you only develop, you don't really care about the distribution or, you know, about marketing. So it sounds to me like, you know, we publish it and it's the people who decide they want to do it or not. But in the meantime, I find it a little bit of also pity that if you develop such a good offering, but people just don't know about it. So I was also interested in this point, you know, about how you make your trainings more aware to the people, to your target groups, and maybe also through different channels. So yeah, thank you very much.
Well, it's not I don't care, but probably I don't do it myself, and I leave it to our communication team, and I leave it to the learners themselves to exchange what they learned. Actually, after publishing the course, we announce it. We announce it through our social media channels. We have thousands of followers on our social media channels, and we announce it also on our website. So people interested in this one, they know ICBA, they know the center, or they have a link with us, or they follow us. They definitely it will reach them. Probably it's not my role. That's why my role stopped there. It's our communication team, and you cannot do everything yourself. I mean, I always go back to SDG 17 that we have to partner. It's not only partner with organization, you have to partner and you work within a team. To come back to your first question, I mean, how you target, probably when you develop a course, how you target different audience. Well, a farmer, if I'm talking now about a farmer, probably a farmer might not be that much interested in climate change scenario, etc. But he might be, or she might be, interested in irrigation management, in finding alternative crops, finding what are the benefits of these crops, or how to probably restore soils, affected soils, how to rehabilitate their lands. These are available. It depends also on the level of the farmer. Sometimes I said farmers are well educated. they have high university degrees, but they're still working in the field, because what happened after 2020 and the crisis of the logistic and transportation among countries were affected. So people were more interested in finding solution within their communities. So as a farmer, they can take the course itself, which is the mandatory, if they want to complete and get the certificate. But for advanced people, I mean, for really university students who are seeking degrees in their university, for other specialists who really want to learn, they can take the extra reading material. And it's very important. Some people, they think, oh, okay, this is not mandatory, skip it. But if you want to learn, and I said, learning is endless. It doesn't have limits. So you can start, take the basics. You want more, you just go to the extra readings. If the course is not enough for you, you can take another course. If not enough for you, the globe is full of so many other, opportunities. ICBA is one. And the most important message I want to transfer today, that with the small attempts, you can have really an impact in reaching out more people. That's more. It's a simple. It's one step. It's one person shouting among the huge. But the important thing, I see that people benefits, and this is that encouraged me to have more courses. If I heard from the evaluation that people were not happy, we would have stopped.
Thank you so much. And just let me give you a hand in this last question, because these kind of events, webinars, workshops, is another way to promote the e-learning courses as well. So that was our last question. And I would like to thank you, everyone, for engaging questions and promote this discussion. So we had a highly informative session today, and I would like to extend my thanks to Ghazi, of course, for his valuable insights. And as we were wrapped, I would like to remind all participants that you will receive a certificate of participation after the event. And finally, thank you once again to all our participants, virtually and in person, for being part of this number 9 BBL session. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you. That was